What up YouTube? You're not tuned into the Starr Life. Today I have a DIY video. I have not done one of these in a while, but I wanted to do this because my dear friend Blake, right here, he does like DIYs for different things that he purchases. He's actually really into like thrifting out here in Washington, and he gets some like really dope stuff, and whenever he finds crew necks he likes to layer them. So what he does is he cuts off the ribs, and I just recently got one from Rocksmith that I think would look good with like a more like grungy or kind of like, I guess like used aesthetic where, you know, it'd be nice for layering and like a raw hem. And the rib is so big. Matter of fact, I'll show you guys right now. So as you guys can see, this rib is just huge on this Rocksmith crew neck, and the length like is pretty decent, so it'll hang nice when I cut this rib off, and then it'll be nice for like layering and wearing a piece like a extended tee under it. But it is just too much. I do not like that at all. It's way too thick, and even the neck is a little tight, so I'm gonna try to cut this off as well, or he's gonna cut it off. Yeah, so he's gonna cut it off, and then also it's got these pockets that connect down to the bottom, so we're gonna have to re-sew this. And so yeah, we're gonna get into that. If you guys want to follow him on Instagram, what's your Instagram name?
Just Blake Emter.
Okay, so that's not Empter, but Blake Emter. So it's gonna be
E-M-T-E-R.
It's gonna be somewhere on the screen right here. Me and my best friends in 2nd grade have both messed up on his name numerous times with the E&P. That's why I had to clarify.
Don't fuck it up.
Don't do it. We're gonna put it on the screen. But anyways, so we're gonna get into the DIY. Go follow him on Instagram. A lot of you guys already have checked out his Instagram. I post like with him because he helps me shoot my videos when I'm in town. So definitely go check that out. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching the video. Also, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, go do that. I'll put that somewhere on the screen as well. And now let's get into this DIY.
So what you're going to need is a thread puller. You can get this at any local craft store. You can get it at Walmart or anything. It's just in the sewing stuff. Pretty cheap, easy tool. It's honestly nice to have for any DIY stuff, anything pulling threads that you want to detach it without like actually destroying the product. What I'm going to do is find the seam where the thread connects the ribbing and the actual crew neck itself, and you get it up underneath the seam and just break it. Thread pullers obviously meant to do exactly what it says. Alright, and eventually it starts to break free. The initial thread pulling process sometimes takes a little bit. Once you get it open, it's pretty much easy from there. And some of them, if the thread's easy enough, you can just pull it all along, but be careful not to rip your sweatshirt, obviously, if you don't want it to be ripped. So we've gotten a little bit farther. Once you break the threads free and they get a little bit looser, it should be easier to just pull apart. You should probably still have to use the tool every once in a while, but like I said, be careful not to rip the sweatshirt. And at the side seams, it gets you probably have to start over again. It's a whole new set of thread.
Alright guys, as you can see, we got the frayed edges, or the whole rib off. The rib is down here, as you can see. And the edges are all frayed. There's a couple instances where I was ripping it and you can see where it tore the actual fabric, like right there. And then also another one is right here. This is this one's much worse. But it's not too bad because I'm going for a grunge look anyway, so it doesn't matter if it has like a frayed edge. But you do have to be careful, because if I would have kept ripping, then it could have went all the way up here or like ripped down the piece, and that would not have been good. So overall pretty good. If you look at the pockets, this pocket stayed completely intact, so we won't actually even need to sew this one up. However, this one, because this is the side that I messed up on, did do a little bit of damage. There's a little hole right here. We'll need to sew that up, but I don't really mind because I wanted to show you guys that you need to sew these up sometimes anyways, because a lot of hoodies will just be one seam and then you'll need to sew it up. So it's kind of good that happened. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can hand sew it. It will not be as durable, but we'll show you with the sewing machine when we sew it up. So yeah. And now I'm going to take the neck off. And so stay tuned. I'll show you guys the progress as it gets more and more finished. As you guys can see, the neck is now finished as well. There's gonna be loose threads in there that you can just take out. Same with the bottom. You can keep as much threads as you want. I mean, I don't really want a bunch of like loose threads, but like I said, I'm kind of going for like a grungier look, so I want to have this kind of raw, like raw hem style. And it is going to be a lot shorter, obviously, so you're gonna have to wear it with the right tee. I'm not wearing like a navy tee. Wouldn't really go well with this kind of layering. Like a black tee would work perfectly, or a white tee. I don't personally wear white. Me and my friend Blake were just discussing this. But anyways, so yeah, if you guys want to do that, that'll get you that raw hem. And now we are going to sew the pocket shut, and then I will cut to a video kind of showing you what it looks like on, and how I would use it to layer.
So now we're gonna fix the pocket. There's a minor hole in it. When you pull the threads, sometimes that happens with the pockets, especially if you have a hooded sweatshirt. This is a little bit different in the case the pockets are like a whole separate new like piece of material, versus on a hooded sweatshirt it's just sewed on the front of your sweatshirt, and that usually pulls the seam. You're gonna have to sew it back up. In this case, he wants me to fix the pocket, obviously, and I'm gonna attach it to the sweatshirt so it's not a separate piece. Alright, so I grabbed some pins. Just gonna pin these two pieces of fabric together, that way when I do the stitching it's not messed up in any way. Make sure to get it through on both sides. And now for the sewing of it, make sure to trace your stitches back so that way they stick. Now we got it stitched. Bottom pocket should be good, and it's also attached to the sweatshirt so that way it's not hanging off like this one.
Alright guys, as you can see, what we did today was we removed the actual neck piece, so it's all like raw right here. We removed the bottom ribs right here, and then also we sewed these pockets so they're not hanging down and they're actually like connected to the piece, so that way they're not just an extra piece of fabric like hanging loose. Also, when you do the sewing, you don't need to use a sewing machine. Ken and Drew Daily actually has a video showing you other sewing alternatives that you can use, or you can just use a little thread and needle in your hand, and even though it'll be more time consuming and not as durable, it'll still work and it'll get the job done. So if you do not have access to a sewing machine, that is an option for you. Alright, I'm going to show you guys what this looks like on, and also I will be posting a picture on my Instagram of a fit with this on, so you guys can go check that out as well. Once again, my Instagram will be on the screen, and I will also leave Blake Emter's Instagram on the screen as well. Like I said, he's a good friend of mine. He does have some dope pickups, and he's got some really cool pictures, so definitely go check him out. And yeah, I appreciate his help, and I appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully you guys like it.
What the fuck you mean, leave you lopside? Brody in the cut like peroxide. Fuck around and lose your damn life. With a 30 round, that's a scary sight. Poof poof, that's a sight. Fuck around and flood the sea. Leave your ass in some pain, man. You should've paid me.
Boy, Max Pitt, this motherfucker, 730 gang, nigga.